Let's get ready, say go. Let's go. Let's go. Like rainbows in the sky, let's fly away like a bird. You're free to see the boundless face of the earth. Let the wind blow you like a knife and glide away. Far beyond the clouds, you'll find another place. If the road ahead seems so cold and gray, when light never turns to day, don't you be afraid. Go and fly away. Chala, hey chala. No time to hesitate. Go on and search the earth. Within it lies a magic surprise. Oh, chala, hey chala. Don't be afraid. You got the power to get through the darkest nights. Chala. Zooming round and round in the sky like a coaster. Hold on tight, or you may find yourself trapped in a maze. When that happens, you may think you will never find your way. At the past, you may take seem all the same. If the road ahead should lead you so cold and gray, when night never turns to day, don't you be afraid. Go and fly away. Chala, hey chala. No time to hesitate. Go on and search the earth. Within it lies a magic surprise. Oh, chala, hey chala. Be cool, don't be afraid. You got the power to get you through the darkest night. Hey, chala. No time to hesitate. Go on and search the earth. For me, it is a magic surprise. Oh, chala. Hey, chala. Be cool, don't be afraid. You got the power to get you through the darkest nights. Chala.
I was kind of hoping that they would. I was like, man, this has got to be like a super card to kind of be running on the same night as WrestleMania. Like I know they changed their time so that they weren't competing with WrestleMania, but
Look, no one watched it, okay? Because it's Monday night,
yeah,
and ELW proudly presents KliqBait Wrestling. What's going on, people? This be your boy Smith. As always, joined by my North American thick boy tag team partner, Matitude 22.
yeah, baby.
We are live. It is WrestleMania aftermath, WrestleMania weekend aftermath, and we definitely got a lot of things to talk about. And WrestleMania, Raw just kicked it off with the game, Triple H, and I know we both said that we didn't really have high hopes for the card for WrestleMania. But you know what? I'm always happy to eat crow when I say that. Night 1 and night 2. WrestleMania was a good show. It was a good
Oh,
show. All around.
hell yeah! Hell yeah! Like, listen, like, if I ever say like I'm not excited for something, or if there's ever a show and I say I'm not interested, trust me, I would prefer 100% of the time to be wrong, to actually be like, you know what? I was right. This show was shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I said,
Like
there's definitely a vibe going on right now with WWE. There's definitely a winds of change.
yeah. I said, man, to me being like, ah, man, I'm not really, I'm not really excited for this show. Trust me, I would much rather prefer to be wrong, and for the show to be really good than for the show to be shitty. So I could be like, ah, I was right. It did suck.
Oh, well, here comes the new. And I just noticed he just called him the undisputed WWE champion, not WWE Universal, but WWE champion.
Yeah, I think we're officially done with that Universal garbage.
Hey, many years ago, I told people Cody Rhodes was endorsed by me. And I said, when I put my seal of approval on something, it only gets better. It only gets better. And now we stand before you, your WWE champion, because he is dashing, and now he is undeniable. He is Cody Rhodes, son. I've been endorsing this man for years, and nobody can even say I'm lying. I've been endorsing this man for years. Dashing days, baby. Smoke and mirrors. What's going on, Alex? What's going on, Gojira? Big ups to everyone in the chat. It is endorsed. He was always endorsed. And look at him now. Look at him now. Like I said, when I put my endorsement on something, you might want to buy stock because there's a good chance you're going to make a profit. It gonna pay dividends. That's all I'm saying. But Cody is the new champ. Hey, big ups to him, man. It almost kind of like I know I don't want to continue to be that kind of dude to be like dunking on AEW, but it's hard not to though, because it seems like year 4 of AEW, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, Matt, but year 4 of AEW has been them just making all the wrong moves, all the wrong moves, as far as like the programming, booking, talent, everything, just making the wrong moves.
Um, like in what sense? Be specific.
I mean, talent that they utilize, talent that they push, talent that they keep, talent that they don't keep, just the booking of shows, just everything in general.
I don't
It's
know.
just kind
I
of
would.
been the wrong moves.
You know what though? A- I, I I would still say that AEW is still putting on the best quality wrestling on
I mean, the
television.
wrestling, I'm
But
not even going to sit here and try to say that wrestling is bad. Because, yes, they have some real good men and women over there that put
yeah,
on hell of the shows.
it's
That's not the problem. That's not the problem. The matches themselves are fine, granted your botches here and there or overuse of certain type of things depending on who's in the ring, but it's like the overall product itself is not where it should be.
I think the
Like, here's the thing.
backstage.
You have all these titles, and let's just talk about just AEW titles, and like leave out ROH for a second. You got the women's title, you got the host title, you got the men's title, you got the TNT title, and now the international title, and we've got the Continental Crown. We've now got the trios and the tag. So like that's a lot of belts right there. And yet, with all the people that I have on the roster, it's always just the same bunch of faces, and no one else is like, can I get a shot? Can they get a turn? And it's just actually nothing. Like I see a guy come up and he's just here to do the job.
I would argue for sure that they're in a lot of cases their booking does leave us a lot to desire, a lot to be desired. That being said, I think they still have the best roster, and I think they still put on the best matches. Like their quality of matches is vastly superior to anybody else. But there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems in the booking department. There's That's where it suffers. Like again, you have a guy like Brian Keith, who tremendous worker, and you signed him, and then all you've kind of done with him since is basically like he's just out there to lose to people. Like he's not, like you signed him, and then now you have nothing for him. Like that's the problem when you have as big a roster as they have. You need to have separate rosters. Collision should have its own unique roster. Dynamite needs to have its own unique roster. Ring of Honor needs to have its own unique roster because that's the problem. When you see the Young Bucks on Dynamite and then you go to Collision and you see the Young Bucks, that Collision spot could be used for a team that doesn't get that much play. I think that again, I think that separate rosters would solve so much of their issues. Real quick before we continue, Alex, Alex, I'm speaking directly to you now, Alex. Did you catch any of what Triple H said during like any of those like press events? Did you kind of catch any of that? Because Triple H dropped a line that was very interesting. And Alex, I just want to know if you kind of caught that at all.
Well, what did he say?
So Triple H basically confirmed that Brock Lesnar is not done in WWE.
Well, yeah, of course he'll be back.
I know,
He's money.
it's just because listen, I know my man Alex. Like he was asking us, do we think we're ever gonna see Brock in WWE again? Like somebody asked Triple H, is Brock done? Triple H was like, Brock is not done in WWE. He's just at home being Brock right now. So potentially something where maybe he's gonna come back later. But yeah, I think the booking department definitely needs work in AEW. Like they have a lot of championships, but it's like okay. Like 2 weeks ago on Collision, Adam Copeland comes out, fights Matt Cardona, beats Matt Cardona, right?
Yeah.
Malachi Black confronts him, and then Dynasty, we got this pay-per-view coming up. What's happening? House of Black versus Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe. Why? Like Copeland should be defending the championship at the pay-per-view. Like why make it a six-man tag? Why not just Adam Copeland versus Malachi one-on-one? That's obviously what people want to see. Like the crowd reacted for it, and then like, no, we're just gonna do like a six-man tag. Like they have a lot of championships. Why are there? Every championship should be defended on the pay-per-view. And again, I'll kind of give WWE some shit for this. Again, like WrestleMania, you had the women's tag team champions in action. Should have been on the line. I know. I you could have just been like, oh okay, Bianca. Oh, okay, Nick Aldis says to Bianca, like, okay, listen, Bianca, I know you want to get your hands on the Kabuki Warriors. Here's what I'm gonna do: find a partner, and then you and that partner will take on the Kabuki Warriors at WrestleMania for the titles. Okay, cool. I'm picking Naomi. Oh, what happens? The Kabuki Warriors beat up Naomi. Now she's hurt. Oh no, I need a new partner. Here comes Jade Cargill. Jade and Bianca versus the Kabuki Warriors at WrestleMania. Very, very simple solution. Listen, man, you gotta have titles defended on pay per views. Like, you gotta have titles defended, man. You know what? You know what, Alex? I think there is no all in footage. I think it's gonna be like a skit where it's just gonna be like a comedy skit where people are poorly reenacting the events that we quote unquote believe took place. I don't think there's any footage that I don't think there's any footage that exists. I think it's gonna be a parody. I think it's gonna be like a being the elite
Whoa,
style
whoa,
parody.
what are you talking about? What's going to be a parody?
So apparently, they announced on Dynamite, uh, the Young Bucks are gonna present the footage of what happened with CM Punk and Jack Perry at All In.
Yeah, that shit ain't real.
I don't think they're because they talked about it back.
Here's the real thing. Here's why it's not going to happen. They don't want to get sued, so it's not
Yeah,
happening.
like exactly. Like that's the thing. They couldn't even use. They couldn't. I don't even think they could show CM Punk if the footage did exist, and they already kind of confirmed that no footage exists. I think it's gonna be like a parody or like what's the proper way to say it, you know? Like it's gonna be like when WWE was like, oh, like next week on Raw, like Rosie O'Donnell versus Donald Trump. Like it's something like along those lines, like a parody or a skit. Like there's no footage. I promise there's no footage. Well, yeah, listen, man. Like I said, 90% of nine. Okay, maybe not 90. 80% of AEW's problems could be solved by just having separate rosters. And even if you have the champions float, separate separate rosters would solve so many of their problems because one, if you have separate rosters, you create more opportunities for people, not just opportunities for people to do the job or not just opportunities for the same people, but you create opportunities for people to get more play. The Ring of Honor guys and the Ring of Honor titles, they need to stay on their own side of the fence. Like Mark Briscoe's the Ring of Honor champion now. I want to see him on Ring
Okay,
of
it's
Honor. I
official.
want to see.
I hate to cut you off. It's official. The Universal title is dead because Samantha just announced him as the undisputed WWE champion.
Yeah, it's been dead. It's been
No,
dead ever
because
since
they
they
still
unified
because
the
no,
titles.
but they were calling Roman the undisputed Universal WWE champion. They were calling
It
him the
was
he was the undisputed
ah
Universal. They just announced him
in
as undisputed WWE champion, not
in
Universal
in
WWE.
namesake, in namesake only. Like
No,
that.
no, no.
That's
What I'm saying is that we're going back to like the Universal lineage or title is dead. We're going back to just the WWE, the one that used to be the WWF. That title.
yeah.
Because whenever they go back to the regular title, it's just the WWE Championship.
It was dead when they merged the WWE title and the Universal title.
Yeah, it
They
became the
still called it.
undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
Yeah, but we knew that was gonna go. We knew
Yeah,
that
we
was
knew it was
gonna
gonna
go
go
away.
away, but like we
It
go
was
they're gonna have to give Cody a new belt because his title still says Universal on it though.
it's been dead. But yeah, I don't think there is any actual footage.
Well, we got Cody talking in the ring. They played a little package for him, a little emotional piece to tug at the heartstrings. But yeah,
Are
let's talk about.
are we gonna do any wrestling tonight, or what's going on?
Are we gonna do any wrestling tonight? Probably not. I think that this half hour was dedicated to Cody.
Okay. See, sometimes Cody gets on my nerves a little bit. Sometimes he be talking too much. How many times you need to remind us your daddy is Dusty Rhodes? How many times you need to remind us of that? Like, bro, we got it. We got it.
Oh man, we pulling out the kids. We pulling the kids out up in this bitch.
Yawn. I'd have to assume Cody's got to go to SmackDown, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
He just called himself the Universal Champion.
Maybe he forgot.
Universal title's back.
I'm gonna go with the boss and the announce lady getting it right. So, oh, the final boss is still here. He ain't finished. The final boss ain't done. It's the third form. He's come back for more.
Yeah, he never beat the final boss.
The Undertaker had to use the special attack. The Undertaker coming in with his People's Championship belt.
No, I think I like that belt.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The final boss. I mean, it's a good looking belt. I would say it. I don't. The Brahma Bull not necessary, but I get it. I think the design itself is nice. It's a nice looking belt. It's classy. But because it's called the People's Championship, it's I'll allow it. It's a lot better than his original Brahma Bull belt, but I do like the People's Championship.
I'm kind of right there with you, Alex. Like I thought we should have got I thought we should have got The Rock and Roman for the title. So like, listen, man, I'm right there with you, but you know what I mean. It is what it is. We gotta take the world as it is, not as we'd like it to be. So like I'm not a Cody crybaby. Don't ever get it confused. I'm not a Cody crybaby. I acknowledge my tribal chief. I acknowledge the final boss. Gojira, The final boss don't need to win the Royal Rumble.
The
He's
final
the
boss
Rock.
doesn't even need to win the
He's
title.
the
That's why he
he's
should
the
not be
Rock.
competing for
He's the
any
Rock.
championship. That's why they gave him the People's Championship. So he don't have to compete for anything because he doesn't need to. He's just the final boss. You beat him. He ain't got to beat you. You beat him. What's going on, guy with two names?
Yeah,
Big ups. Oh, wait. By the way, big ups to the new ELW Almighty Champion. He cashed in his Action Man in the Bank briefcase to win the Almighty Championship at Bound for Bankruptcy this past week. It was good stuff. Not a lot of people happy about it, but they got to deal what they got to deal.
listen, this it's not about. Of course, The Rock doesn't need the title. It's not about needing the title. He wants the title. He wants it. That's what matters. Of
Well,
course, he doesn't. Of
real
course, he doesn't need it.
he doesn't need it. By the way, guy with two names, don't get too comfortable. Your former opponent, they're running a lot of mouth right now. So the commissioner and I had to talk, and this week, ELW Rage Quit. Call your man Double A because the young shooters will be in action against former Almighty Champions Snood and Marked One. So go call Double A because the young shooters got work on Thursday. Just saying. They hate the new profile pic. They'll learn to listen. They just can't handle. They just didn't understand. Know what it is? They didn't understand God with two names. They didn't realize how strong the White Club is. See, everybody sat there and sleeps on the White Club and didn't realize that, like, hey, how guy with two names to come out of nowhere and take gold? He's the White Club affiliate. He's the White Club affiliate. Okay? And the White Club run deep. You know what I'm saying? Run strong. You know what I'm saying? We hold lots of gold. Lots of gold in the White Club. Sure, we shy some tag gold right now, but that's because the thick boys is just thick boys. You can't touch the thick boys. The thick boys are just too good. They're made of sterner stuff. They're made of the right stuff. The right stuff. So I understand. But singles gold? Ah man, the White Club got it on lock. I can't help it if they're just gifted athletes. I can't help it if they're gifted athletes. And they do the job. That's why the AI, no bias. So no one can accuse a bias here with me and the commissioner. Listen, job get done, jobs get done. Championships get won, championships get won. That's all I can say. But nevertheless, listen, you tune in to ELW, you'll see more action just like that. Let's talk more action. Right now, we are now what? 30 minutes in the Monday Night Raw, and we got Cody Rhodes talking to the final boss, ELW. You probably would have had at least 2 matches already. At least 2 matches already, unless they were like hot bangers. And they get a little more time. But, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk more fight, more fist, more guy with 2 names. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. You come to ELW, you get guy with 2 names. You come to ELW, you get the North American thick boys. You come to ELW, you get the white race. I'm just saying, Thursday night is destination for Extreme Locale Wrestling. Let's talk more guy with 2 names. That's all I'm saying. And I mean, Matt, come on. Who doesn't want more thick boys in their life? I know I do. Plus Candy Corn Jimmy, the Lover Man? The Lover Man. Come on.
Everybody wants the thick boys in their lives.
Everybody want to taste. Yo, Rock is taking like 5 minutes to speak, son. Come on. But yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. So like I said, call Double A, tell him to get to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Get your egg whites and your white rice and hit the PC. Get shit quick, because Thursday night, the young shooters are going to work. Making moves, making $1 million moves. Okay, just wanted to let you know, give you heads up, so that way you were prepared. Cause they hot. Every time they hear your name, guy with 2 names, the marked one and Snooter's like, they steaming right now. They seething. They seething, guy with 2 names. They seething. That you swooped in on them and scooped up the title. They mad that you swooped and scooped them. You swooped and scooped the title, and they not liking that, But it is what it is. They just didn't know. They didn't know how the White Club roll. They don't know the rules. But now they're learning. They're learning that we take over. The club term is what go down in ELW. But my God, come on, Kate. Yo, the crowd is just shitting on The Rock. Yeah, they. Yo, The Rock is wild, son. Yo.
He truly is the great one.
He is the great one. Yo, Rock be wildin'. I wonder how soon they're gonna make replicas of that belt to sell on the WWE shop. I have to call my man Mateen. Yes, yo, Mateen, can I get you make me one of those People Champions belts, son? And now you got the crowd telling Rock to shut the fuck up. Come on, what's it doing? It's a Raw After Mania, baby. Bro, we doing this. We doing this for a whole what? We're already a whole half hour in, son. No wrestling. No, I'm a little perturbed about this. I know this is the Raw After Mania, but come on now. Cody Rhodes did it. He did do it. But you still didn't beat the final boss. So are we gonna have the Rock
So you think
versus
we
Cody
get?
Rhodes?
Yeah, that's what I wonder. Like where does that match take place? Do you think? Like surely not at Backlash.
Real talk. I just thought about it because I know we supposed to talk about other stuff that happened, and we keep kind of getting sidetracked. So I think we'll just do it like this, just randomly, because a lot of wrestling went down this weekend. A lot of wrestling, so we'll just kind of at random just bring up shit that happened because a lot of things happened, and I'm just gonna kind of go with noteworthy things that have happened as well. So before the show started, Matt and myself were talking about GCW because they do a lot of shows during WrestleMania weekend, and one in particular that they did is called the Clusterfuck, which is basically just a battle royal. But it's a battle royal, and you can beat people via pinfall and submission, but you can also throw them over the top. So, and it's a clusterfuck because there's a lot of random people. One of these people in particular was a wrestler known as Micro Man, who is very tiny. He a little man. Like if you're wondering, like little man, like little Debo, little man. But no, not even like little Debo, like smaller than little Debo. The little man. And this dude can't wrestle because he's got no body. He's like a thumb. Like a thumb. Actual thumb. And somehow he won clusterfuck. I'm upset. Also, speaking of new champions, big ups to Damian Priest, because we also know Damian Priest cashed in Money in the Bank, which the right man won the match.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the Microman thing. It's just like, again, he's just too limited. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that's just the hand he drew. And I do believe that there is a place for him somewhere in this business, but oh man, it's rough. It's rough.
Now, The Rock wants to hold Cody's belt. Like, yo, let me hold your belt real quick, son. Let me see your belt. Let me hold your title. Like, we swap belts.
It's going. It's getting a little weird. What's going on here?
I don't know, but they need to wrap this up, though. I know that's for
This is
fun.
getting a little bizarre. We're 40 minutes in now. 40 minutes in, and I want to hold yours. No, you can hold mine only if I get to hold yours.
Yeah, can I hold yours?
Bro, we talking about holding each other, and we 40 minutes in now. This is it's getting wild. It's getting wild.
Even the crowd is chatting. This is awkward. He's doing a poochie. I gotta go back to my home planet now. Yo, said he's doing a poochie. Rux, Ah, they singing them off. You're in the wrong city to be trying to act out, son. Philly ain't the place. Rock's like, I have to go now back to my homeworld. Now Rock talking that smoke, son. You now got to go up against the final boss.
I gotta believe that The Rock is gonna have a more of a role in WWE now that he's on the board of directors, right?
All right, man. Can we wrap this up? It's already, yeah, we literally like 45 minutes now in this piece. Okay.
Oof. that was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. That was a little too long for my liking. That was almost an hour.
Almost
Almost
an
an
hour.
hour.
40,
Almost
45 minutes to the T.
a little much.
45 minutes on that. I mean,
And that a little awkward to me, man. I don't know. A little sus. I want to hold yours. No, I want to hold yours.
hey, listen, even the crowd was saying
Touch,
that, like, this
touch my
is
hand.
awkward. This is awkward.
Yeah.
They got a little weird at points.
Mm-hmm. A little weird. I want to hold yours. Only if I get to hold yours. Ah, you can hold mine. I would be honored for you to hold mine. Fuck Sami Zayn, man. So again, do you agree or disagree? Do you think this marks a turning point? Like, do you think we'll see The Rock have more of an active role in WWE now that he's kind of on the TKO board?
I think he will definitely have more of an active role that he's on the board because he has now more of a vested interest. I mean, sure, he'll probably now book movies based off of scheduling on events he think are worthy of him showing up to because it'll make box office. You know what I'm
Um,
saying?
let me further elaborate my question. Will it be another 10 years before The Rock competes in a match? Do you think?
Nah, it'll be less than 10 years before you see The Rock again. Depending on, like I said, it's the movies. Depending on what movie he make and what it does in the box office will determine how long or how frequently he come back. But because he now is a part owner, he's gonna have a vested interest. So it's like, hey, me showing if me showing up means this show sells more tickets and gets more eyes on it, then yeah, I'm gonna show up. As long as I'm not making some kind of movie. You know what I'm saying? So he might be like, hey, he might do a thing where it's like, hey, I don't make movies during certain months of the year because it's WrestleMania season or it's the Royal Rumble or it's SummerSlam. So but anything in between all that, I'm yours.
That's what I'm kind of wondering.
Like
Wow, we
he'll
got
probably at least
banger incoming, incoming banger.
Ela Dragunov versus
Whoa,
Nakamura? Let's
bro,
fucking
if,
go.
bro, if they give this some legitimate time, this this could be a match of the year contender. I'm not gonna lie. If they give this shit some actual time and not just like 5 minutes, but if they actually give these guys like 15, 20 minutes,
We're doing
I
another
guess
draft.
what date did they say? I sort of missed the date.
End of the month of April.
Okay, okay. So we don't even have to wait very long.
Nah, couple weeks.
Do you like the draft or do you dislike the draft?
I've never cared for the draft, but it because they've never really enforced it that much, so it never really
Yeah.
means anything. Especially when you had like the loophole of like the tag titles, where it was like, hey, I can go to this show, I can go to that show. So it was like, what was the point?
I sort of one thing that I would like to see, and I've always kind of wanted to see this, and they've never really implemented it. I think that NXT should be part of the draft in the sense that people should be able to get drafted to NXT. Do you agree or disagree?
No.
You don't think?
Because NXT is still considered a developmental, and it should stay that way. Now,
Well,
if you're a main star and you say then like, oh, I want to go to NXT, I can see it in the storyline purpose of like, hey, I wanna maybe I'm losing a step or two. I want to sharpen up my skills, or it's like, hey, I want to see if I can run with these new young talent or whatever. But it shouldn't be something that a main star should be like, yeah, I want to get drafted to NXT because NXT hasn't been established as that kind of a mainline brand. It's still a developmental. It's still a place where they're honing the craft to go to the main
okay.
roster.
Because you got the Good Brothers in NXT right now, right?
Yeah, the Rock and Cody segment did get boring because it expired like milk real quickly.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of agree that it did go on a little bit long.
But so far, like I feel like they're kind of speed running this Ila Nakamura match right now.
They, like, I think the Cody and the Rock stuff was fine, but I think it was just before the Rock came out. I think there was just a little too much there, and I feel like now they got to
Like I said, it got to a point where it got awkward for a minute. It
like
really
to
just
get a
got
little,
awkward. It's
to get a
just like,
little.
what are we doing here? We about to show each other's dicks in a minute? Like, are you gonna kiss me? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? But yeah, like I said, he Rock being the businessman, he's just planting that seed for future events.
Um. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what I was meaning by the NXT thing, uh, like obviously we're not gonna see Seth Rollins get drafted to NXT. Like I sort of understand that, but what about like let's say like a guy like Bronson Reed, not doesn't really get that much play time, or like Apollo Crews. Like, do you think somebody like an Apollo Crews should be eligible to go back to NXT, or
I would
even like
say
a Cedric,
that, but he already did that.
or what about like a Cedric Alexander? Like, do you
I
think
mean,
like
it would make sense if it was people who weren't being utilized like that on the main roster. They're like, hey, put them in NXT. But
like
for that to happen, that would mean like someone. Are they going to be utilized when you send them to NXT though? That's the thing. Because don't draft them to
well
another show and still have nothing to do with them.
like Apollo Crews was doing better in NXT than he is now. How many tele like he was drafted to Raw in last year's draft. How many television appearances has he made since then?
Okay, your prediction of when they're gonna give this match any time, they were not.
Yeah,
They jobbed out Nakamura. That's fucked up, bro. God
I guess
damn,
fuck me, right?
son. Come
I
on.
guess
They got can we get some love for Nakamura? What happened? Like really, what happened? Why is
yeah,
this man not a champion right now?
they get you know what again like that perfect example. Like what about like someone like Nakamura getting drafted back to NXT? Like, do you think that could like benefit him?
I think what they should do right now, since he just got beat by Ela, go back to NXT, get revenge. What's going on, Walter? By the way, big ups to everybody joining, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. What they
Yeah,
should
we
do,
gotta.
go back to NXT and get revenge on Dragunov. Yeah, let him get another reign with the title for a couple months, but then after he loses it, bring him back to the main roster and like, come on, man, we gotta do something. Give him a Money in the Bank, Let him win a title, man, like a world title. Like I need Nakamura as world champion already. Come on. There's no reason this man is not WWE. Now that okay, no excuses now. Roman's not champion. Either you gonna put that belt on Nakamura, especially if we doing the heel thing, Nakamura, or you put that goddamn world title on him. But Nakamura needs to be champion. Needs to be champion. Should have been
Yeah, I
champion
think
a long time ago.
yeah. I think Curvin brings up a good point here. Like what about what about like a Dexter Loomis? Or what about like Cameron Grimes for that matter? Like what has Grimes done since getting called up?
Well then yeah,
Nothing.
like I said, if you want to send those dudes back to NXT, send them back. But just
That's what I
make sure
mean.
to have something for them when they go back though.
That's what I wonder where like could NXT benefit like let's say NXT gets like 5 draft picks, but they're later in the draft, like later in the draft, because obviously, obviously, like a Drew McIntyre or like Drew McIntyre is not getting drafted to NXT. Like Seth Rollins is not getting drafted to NXT. CM Punk is not getting drafted to NXT. But like somebody like Cameron Grimes probably benefit from getting drafted back to NXT because on NXT, he was like I don't want to say he was like a big star on NXT, but like he was regularly on TV. He was consistently on TV.
Well, I
Like what?
mean, we did get announced this week at NXT Stand and Deliver that the women, instead of getting them a tag title again, they're getting a North American title, which I think is actually better because they didn't have that many women to really support a tag division. So just to give them like a secondary mid card title from the NXT Women's, I think was a good idea. It's a good move. So I'm for the women's North American Championship. It makes sense.
Uh, Alex kind of mentions Nakamura is 45. Says it's too late for him to be pushed. He's enhancement talent now.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay, so you disagree with that?
Yeah, I disagree. Nakamura, listen. Nakamura still got the moves. He can still go hard in the ring if he want to. They just haven't been pushing him to do so. He can be a champion. He can be a
What do you think
champion.
it
He ain't
is? What do you?
like I said. He enhancement talent is one thing, but it's like nah, man. He still got plenty to offer to WWE as a reputable champion, especially if you want to use him as a heel. Yeah.
What do you think it is? Like, what do you think is the reason why they're so hesitant to push Nakamura?
I think it was what it was at least in the beginning. At least was the language barrier. Because that's how McMahon always was with foreign people. Like, if you couldn't speak a certain way, he figured he ain't got no use for you then. But I'm saying we doing shit now where it's different. If we supposed to be different, like, yo, why is this man not world champion? Hmm? I don't think there's a wrestling fan out there that would have an actual problem if Nakamura got the title right about now. And I'm talking WWE All World Heavyweight. There ain't a fan out there that's gonna be like, nah, fuck that shit. Nah. Anybody in the chat? I mean, if I'm wrong, then tell me. I'm cool with criticism. You can disagree with me, but if right now they was like we putting the belt on Nakamura, anyone in the peer got a problem with that? Like anybody gonna be like, nah, I don't want to see Nakamura as champion? Anybody? Matt, you?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just because they're so start and stop with him that
I
it's
know,
just a
no, but
thing.
I'm asking a question. If they was just to put the belt on him right now, would you have a problem with that? Would you be mad? Would you be like, ah man, I don't want to see Nakamura with a belt? Would you be like that? Would you be mad?
No, no, I wouldn't be mad per se, but
Like I was mad about like, oh man, McIntyre won the belt, and I'm sitting there just waiting, like, yo, cash it in, come on, cash it in. Like if he didn't cash in, I'd have been mad because I did not want to see McIntyre as world champion. And then when I heard the beat bang, and I was like, yes, let's pop off. Especially when he was doing all that yak talking with CM Punk, and then CM Punk okey doked his ass. I already knew what was about to go down. Already knew what was about to happen. The moment CM Punk okey doked his ass, I was like, oh, it's about to happen. It's about to happen.
You know, that's what I mean. I agree. I agree with Alex. Like, the problem is Nakamura just isn't interesting anymore.
Well, yeah, because they've done nothing with him for you to be interested in him.
So they would actually have to invest some work into him for me to be like, yeah, I want to see Nakamura as WWE champion, or I want to see Nakamura as world champion. They would have to build him up because they've done fuck all with him. So, like, at this point, yeah, like, it's kind of hard for me to get behind Nakamura. I just I don't know. They've just been so hesitant to push him that it's just totally made me lose interest. Like, the man should have held at least one world title by now. Oh my god, we're getting another talking segment. What the fuck?
Like I said, I mean, as far as like with the WrestleMania situation, I think most of the people, I think all the champions that won pretty much the right champions. Outside of Logan Paul and maybe Gunther, because the fact that they really ended his reign at 666 days is fucked up, in my opinion. Kind of fucked up. But I ain't mad about the Awesome Truth getting a title. I'm not even mad about A-Town Down Under.
Uh, yeah,
Logan
I'm
Paul
kind of,
retaining though, nah.
I'm kind of not a fan of Sammy winning.
I wasn't a fan of it either, but
It's just you can't keep calling the man the underdog when he consistently wins championships. I'm just not buying it, man. I just don't buy the Sami Zayn underdog story when it comes to the Intercontinental, because he's held that title now like 3-4 times. So you're not an underdog, motherfucker. You can obviously win it because you've done it multiple times. You're not the underdog that you're making us believe you are. You've proven that because you've won the championship many times. You successfully defended the championship against Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania one year. So, I don't buy the Sami Zayn underdog story, man. Like, if you wanted to tell a real underdog story with Gunther, Chad 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 Gable was right there.
like I said, I'm glad Rhea beat Becky. Like I said, I didn't see Becky winning. I'm glad Rhea
Ah,
won.
that was booty. Fuck Rhea Ripley.
Nah, she needed to win. She's over right
Nah,
now. Everybody love
nah,
mommy. Come on
nah.
now.
No, nobody loves mommy. They just love her butt.
I
And
mean, you can love the,
nobody
listen. What's wrong with
listen, listen,
what's
listen.
wrong with some Duncan Hines? Okay, what's wrong with a little cake? What's wrong with
Nothing,
a little
nothing. If
cake?
you
You don't like moist
nothing,
cake? Hmm?
nothing. If you work at Hooters.
Man, come on now. Let's hear. Look here.
Nah,
Look here.
listen, man.
Listen.
Listen.
They love it. Listen, she could go in the ring. She's nice in the eyes, and listen, she got the Duncan Hines. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sit there and tell her not to enjoy physical fitness. I'm not gonna tell her not to go to the gym. Listen. If she works out and all it does is make the Duncan Hines more moist, am I supposed to say no to deliciousness? Do you not like ultimate flavor? I'm just
You know,
saying.
I,
I'm
I,
just
I, I,
saying.
I'm just saying this. Like, when I'm watching pro wrestling, I, 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 I don't give a shit who has the best ass.
But
Like, if
that's
you
the
wanna,
thing. She can also wrestle, so you don't have to focus on the Duncan Hines. You can focus on the wrestling. And listen, I focus on the wrestling, but I will also acknowledge the Duncan Hines. So it's like, hey, nice move you did there. But I also noticed how the cake was jiggling. It's listen, I can't help it. I'm only human. But I appreciate
uh,
art when I see it. So I
Becky.
can listen. She's good at what she does. She's good in the ring. She's good on the mic. And like I said, she got a little bonus. And there's cats out there. If they want to thirst, they're gonna thirst.
Becky is overrated. Nah, son, I can't. Nah, Becky's not overrated. Come on now.
And honestly, like I said, Becky didn't need the belt. She really doesn't right now. Like I said, it's like if you're gonna like establish like Rhea as a certified like main event in the women's division, she has to have at least a good, decent, dominant run until a babyface comes along that can dethrone her. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah, I don't know. I'm kinda down on Rhea Ripley.
I mean, you know, agree to disagree. But now here comes our
I'm
new world champion.
I'm watching pro wrestling, man. I'm not watching softcore porn. I don't care. I don't care about her ass.
Listen, and I keep telling you, you don't have to focus on the booty. Some people are. You don't have to.
Well, fuck, they fucking go out of their way to make sure you notice in it. Like she kind of goes out of her way to make sure you know about it because
I mean, but then now
like,
you want her to put on the burqa? You want her to go
well
put the
listen,
bodysuit on?
well listen,
You want
man.
the
I'm
bodysuit?
just
You want the body?
listen,
That's
man.
what it
Listen,
sounds
man.
like. You asking for a bodysuit?
Nah,
You
listen.
want to go to Saudi Arabia?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying it like this. When she does an hour plus interview and the clips that WWE choose to show on their social media is clips of her talking about her ass. That kind of tells you all you need to know.
What that people on the internet are thirsty for a woman who fucking got a nice booty and some fucking shorts?
No, no, bro. She's talking about it. That's what I'm
Yeah, but I'm
saying.
saying she's talking about it because regardless of what she does, someone's looking at it because it's the internet. So it's either you're gonna sit there and run from it, or you're gonna embrace it and lean into it and let these suckers pay for it. And that's called business, bro. You trying to
You
look at it
know,
as a sex thing. Like, listen, I can admire, like, in that instance, then what about for gay men? You don't think gay men don't get sexually attracted to, like, a Finn Balor taking off his shirt, fucking shredded abdominal striations everywhere? Should I tell him to put a shirt on?
listen, man. Maybe it's just because I'm seeing it from a different perspective. Like I have young daughters, man, and
And
if
and I get it.
if
You're a
they
parent,
if
but that's
they
that's
if
to
they
your
watch
discretion to do censorship for the products that you
no, but
watch.
listen to what I'm saying. If 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 I was watching wrestling with them and Rhea Ripley was rubbing her ass in another woman's face, I would almost be ashamed. Like I would be embarrassed. I would be ashamed because I wouldn't want them to see. I wouldn't want them to see that and think, hey, like that's what female wrestlers are. That's what female wrestling is. I would be embarrassed by that. I would be ashamed by that.
Fucking truth. Yo, truth is wild, son.
Truth
Truth
is
is
too
wild,
good,
son.
bro. Truth is too good. I think
He's so
I
foolish,
think I think that's the one thing we could all agree on is that truth is great.
Yo, yo, my man Miz is fucking truth is an MVP, son. A true MVP. Yo, this dude just come out of nowhere.
Truth is too much, son. I hope that I hope that now the tag teams get like new belts. Like do away with the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles and bring back the WWE and World Tag Team titles. Yeah, big time, Marin. The titles definitely need a redesign. Like I said, do away with the Raw and SmackDown concept. And just just have the world tag team titles and the WWE tag team titles. Bro, GCW star Invisible Man is here tonight.
Invisible Man is here.
I guess he could be talking about Invisible Stan, the brother of the Invisible Man.
Yeah. Just come on now, what's going on here?
I think I think seemingly that tease was a little too on the nose.
So, are we finally gonna get a match?
Obviously John Cena is gonna be their partner. You know what I'm saying? I think they were a little too on the nose.
John Cena? You think it's John Cena?
I mean, he said it was the man we can't see. Real quick, jumping to WrestleMania for a minute. I just want to let's just touch on some highlights. Uh, I think I think by far Jay and Jimmy Uso by far biggest disappointment of WrestleMania. Like that match was not good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Like
It
that
was, it was
match.
definitely that. I would say it was definitely kind of a dud match.
That was a that was a letdown. I gotta say because I had I had high hopes for that match. I thought like, oh my god, these two are brothers. These two are great. This is gonna be incredible. And yeah, that match was kind of a dud.
Like, it's so kind of womp womp. I forgot who fucking won.
The the other match that I think was a big stinker, that that street fight, that 6-man street fight.
or with the final
Bro, that
testament and Bobby and the Prophets.
bro, that shit was boring, son. That shit was boring as fuck.
Yeah, it was kind of clunky. Only thing that made it kind of good was Snoop Dogg on commentary, to be honest.
Which, in itself, tells you how bad that match was. That the only good thing about it was Snoop Dogg's commentary. The fact that Snoop Dogg's commentary overshadowed the match tells you how bad it is, and the fact that Bobby Lashley was in that match is also disappointing because Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, for that matter, like Bobby and the Street Profits are good. Like that match, for all intents and purposes, that match should have been good. You know what I mean?
I mean, you had about 6 good, like, big men in there that, like, hey, most of y'all are pretty good. The AOP's a good tag team. Karrion Kross is a fucking good singles guy, big man. I don't know how none of this didn't work.
The only thing, the only memorable thing from that match is B-Fab putting Scarlett through a table with like a Russian leg sweep,
Yeah.
which actually looked all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like when B-Fab was the best part of your match, that's not good.
Nah,
Like that's
funny
not
part with
good.
me is when they tried to put Karrion on that first table and his big ass broke that shit.
Yeah,
We had to go get another one.
Snoop when
Also, we
Snoop
get
Dogg.
Bubba Ray Dudley as special guest ref. Let's not
You
forget
know,
that.
yeah, that was all right, I guess. But yeah, those two matches, by far the worst matches. Um, like the Jay and Jimmy Uso match, I don't know. I don't know what was going on there, man. Like that match should have been better. Like that match just should have been better.
Like, I like the women's match. Like I said, I liked Rhea versus Becky was a good match.
It was a
Um,
good match. It was a good match.
I thought,
Both women's title matches were solid. Like
yeah,
Bailey and
Bailey and
Io
Io
was
was good
solid.
too. I liked, like I said,
You
the
know what,
tag team
Alex?
ladder match had its moments. Like, especially like there was one part at the end where they was fucking with that ladder, and that ladder was clearly broken. And they were trying to, and the wrestlers out there trying to tell people, don't go off that ladder. You're like, don't go off that ladder.
Uh, Alex, you are right. Montez jumping over the turnbuckle was decent. That was a decent spot. Yeah, I think the ladder match was fine. Like I think it did what it needed to do. Like Awesome Truth needed to win the Raw Tag Team titles, and I think the SmackDown titles were like it doesn't matter who won it.
Yeah.
I think the main focal point was just now we
I
have
think
two
I
separate
think they
tag team
just put it on them
champions.
because it's like, okay, they've kind of now establishing this A Town Down Under, so they're
Yeah,
the top heel tag team on SmackDown. So we're gonna establish some form of a babyface tag team to take these belts from them. But
because
they're the top heel tag team right now.
the only other like it's a thing too. Like the only other SmackDown team in that match was New Catch Republic, and maybe they're just like, all right, we're gonna have Awesome Truth win. They're gonna have their big baby face win. Maybe we don't want to have New Catch Republic win in the same match and have two babyface moments kind of competing against each other. Like let's give it to A Town Down Under, and you know.
Yeah, because they made that was like kind of it happened, and then it was kind of like forgettable, and it was like move on.
Yeah. The women's 6-man tag I thought was okay. Is it just me, or did Jake Cargill not really see much action in that match?
She didn't, and I think they did that on purpose, just to kind of like, you know what, this is her first WrestleMania. She now playing with the big boys where it's not like half a crowd missing. Like I said, you're not dealing with no real like real.
I'm I'm a I'm gonna disagree with
I
that.
think they were just like, you know what, not like listen, let's feel it out, see how you feel. You ain't gotta throw it directly into the fire. I think is just listen. It's your first WrestleMania. You ain't gotta go uber hard on it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna disagree. I don't think the crowd size has anything to do with it. Like Jade's worked with some of the best females to ever put on a pair of boots. I don't think crowd size is necessarily a factor.
It's WrestleMania though. It's different. It's different.
Uh, I do agree with that part. I disagree. This is where the big boys play part. I disagree with that, but I do agree with
I
the.
mean, this is right now. This is where the big boys play. Cause, like I said, as much as I like to root for AEW, I'm not seeing them doing anything to better their product. They're going backwards.
I
They're
mean,
going
I don't know.
backwards.
Like they arguably had the best. They arguably had the best show this weekend.
Who?
AEW.
Which one?
Death Before Dishonor.
I mean, Death Before Dishonor was a good show. Don't get it twisted.
Listen,
It was
as
the
a as a show, if we're talking about one show, Death Before Dishonor was by far the best show this weekend. WrestleMania had a lot of good moments, and it had some good matches. As a show, Death Before Dishonor was almost flawless. The only criticism I could give that show was I think the Dalton Castle Johnny Television match I think went on a little too long, and I think the once Paul whatever Hauser got involved, it got a little weird.
oh yeah, what that the actor guy. Yeah, he's a real wrestling mark.
Yeah, yeah. Like once he kind of got involved, it was a little weird.
He just happens to be a very award-winning actor right at this juncture in our
Oh,
time where he's
Paul Walter Hauser, is that his name?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Like I think that match went on a little too long for my liking, but aside from that, Death Before Dishonor as a pay-per-view was almost spotless. Like even listen, nobody hates Hikaru Shida more than me, okay? I'm gonna make that clear. Nobody dislikes Hikaru Shida more than me. But even that like match between Hikaru Shida and Athena, like damn, like that was a good match, man. That was a good match.
And Athena retains, still your forever champion.
Listen, of course Athena is the greatest female to ever put on a pair of wrestling boots. I had no doubt in my mind she was gonna retain, but she was definitely tested in this match. Like Hikaru Shida kicked out of the O face. Not a lot of people kick out of the O face. You know, like not a lot of people not a lot of keep people kick out of the O face.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like yeah, it was Death Before Dishonor was a
Like
good show. You know,
if
Mark
we're
Briscoe beat Eddie Kingston to
yeah,
be new Ring of Honor World Champion, which is nice.
like I'm saying if we're looking if if we're grading each show, right? And let's say each match gets a point, you Death Before Dishonor had the most points by far. Like it had the best show. Like there was almost nothing wrong with that pay-per-view. Like that pay-per-view was almost perfect. The the worst part was and even the Johnny TV, like there was some good stuff in that match, like when Dalton Castle is just launching the boys at Johnny, like he's like, you know what I mean, like he's launching the boys at him and he's just kind of like throwing them out of the way.
Yeah, until he gets to that to the hefty boy.
Yeah.
He didn't go too far though.
Yeah.
The Hefty Boy didn't go too far. I mean, like, I didn't really care that much for the tag title match with the Kingdom and the Infantry. I mean, they did their thing, but I mean, at the end, it was always it gets kind of negated when you just have Wardlow come in and hit him with like a fucking lariat, and that's the finish.
It was still a decent match though. Like that's I agree. And again, I kind of don't love. I kind of don't love the infantry.
I don't love. I mean, I'm not that crazy about them. They okay, but I think I would rather have them be Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions than the Kingdom right now because they're more main staple on Ring of Honor than the Kingdom is.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
So I would have rather they had one than the Kingdom, but we're still on this. We trying to keep the undisputed Kingdom, strong and shit.
Again, that's a
Oh,
thing where I would.
here comes Cena.
Yeah, it's just what did I say? The man you can't see. But yeah, like again, I would toss that up to a poor booking. Again, like this is where I say like AEW and Ring of Honor, like having separate rosters would really make a world of difference.
Fucking Superman coming in, swooping in again, just like he did
Yeah,
at Mania.
just coming out right at the end.
Come
Uh,
swooping in.
this is another one where this is maybe this is a hot take, but whatever. Uh, I thought the LA Knight and AJ Styles match was garbage.
Yeah, I didn't care for that match that much.
I did not like that match. I thought that match was so boring. Which you have to really try hard to make AJ Styles boring, but somehow they pulled it off. Well, yeah, I didn't think that match was particularly good.
Wow, just squashing out the Judgment Day like
Mm-hmm.
that. My man John Cena show up to do like 5 seconds of work. He's like, let me do my 5 moves of doom and I'm out. Get my check. Get my check.
It's, shows you how important the Judgment Day is, I guess.
Well, I mean,
Like
they
the
got their main eventers and then they got their low end squad. But I feel bad for Finn Balor being part of that low end squad though.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's more a fair. That's more an accurate criticism. The fact that Finn Balor is in this situation is crappy.
Like they could have just
Uh
had a tag match and let JD and Dom get jobbed out, but now
yeah.
we had to throw Finn under that bus too.
Mhm. The the Andrade Rey Mysterio versus Santos and whoever his partner was, I already don't even remember. Oh, it was Dom. It was Dirty Dom. Like that match was okay. I didn't think it was exceptionally good. Uh, again, like Ray and Andrade get the win. I guess I'm okay with it.
I mean, it was a good match.
I didn't think I didn't think the triple threat US title was exceptionally good. I think again I think with that match I think they just sort of recreated the same spot from last year where last year you had KSI in the prime suit and Seth Rollins put him on a table and splashed him through the table. They just sort of redid that this year, except instead of KSI, it was I Show Speed
And he
and
got RKO,
Randy
but
Orton.
nah,
Randy Orton
nah.
gets Randy
Randy
Orton gets
fucking
RKO.
Spartan kicked that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit was funny as fuck. That shit was funny as fuck, bro. He Spartan kicked that motherfucker and
Yeah.
then yanked that shit off his body and then arcaded on his ass. That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, like I said, like WrestleMania for sure had a lot of good moments with some decent matches, but I think it was more like that Cody and Roman match, totally forgettable, except all of the interferences, right? Like nobody's gonna nobody's gonna care about anything from that match going forward, except all the interferences. Like that was definitely good. Like I loved like for night two, I thought the start and the finish were great, but then the middle was very underwhelming for me.
Yeah, like see, they just said Cody and Bailey gonna new champions of SmackDown. So yeah, they gonna be on. Cody's on SmackDown. Unless they're gonna
I
swap it at the draft that he goes to Raw, and then the Judgment Day go to SmackDown.
like okay, like that first match, I loved that first match where Drew beat Seth for the world title, which we all thought he was gonna, and then oh man, they just told such a good story with that. Not the match itself, again, very mid, but but the ending where Drew McIntyre, like he couldn't just take his title and get out of Dodge. He couldn't just take his title and get out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to rub it into CM Punk's face. His ego was so powerful that he couldn't just take his title and get out of there. He had to rub it in his face, and that was his undoing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like to me, like that was such a great bit of storytelling where like he couldn't just take his title and be like, yeah, I'm out. Like he had to rub it in, and that was his undoing. Ian, I'm delusional. Nah, man, you're the delusional one. Cause listen, week after week, you just say everything WWE is good. Everything WWE does, you think is good. I'm not I'm not the delusional one, man. I'm not the delusional one. Everything they do, you say it's good. If it's the worst match, and the rest of the world says it's the worst match, you still say it's a good match. Trust me, I'm not the delusional one.
listen, I did some matches in Mania that were good. There were some that were better, and some that like not that good, not that great. But it was still, like I said, overall, I enjoyed. The past few WrestleManias, this probably was probably one of the better ones I've seen in recent years,
Oh, I would,
especially
yeah,
in
yeah, by
in
far.
the whole 2 night era. Yeah, this was a
Mm-hmm.
pretty damn good WrestleMania. Both nights.
Agreed.
I even enjoyed Stand and Deliver from NXT.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by far. I couldn't agree more. And especially maybe because it's going into this WrestleMania, my expectations were so low. Like looking at this card, I was not excited for this WrestleMania at all. But it actually yeah, I enjoyed it. Like overall, if I would give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, I would give it a strong thumbs up. Like I said, it had a lot of good moments. A lot of the matches were okay, but it definitely had a lot of good moments.
And
I
also,
can't.
just to kind of point out something we were talking about before we went on the air, that like I don't know if people noticed that like the runtime of WrestleMania was fine, and just the pacing of it was definitely different than what you normally would see from WrestleMania, especially in the McMahon era. Like there was no real unnecessary filler in WrestleMania in this
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
big time. Yeah.
Like
Uh,
it just you got the intro, you got your little promo packages for the big time matches. You know, they come out, they do their thing, we have the match ends, and instead of we getting like some long winded segment or some nonsense, it's like no, we get right back in the next match. You know, if it's we'll run a promo, whatever the fuck, and so it was like definitely There was nothing in there that wasn't necessary to do. Like, they didn't waste their time with doing 2 nights of the Hall of Fame induction thing again. No, we'll wait till the Sunday night and we'll do it then. We don't got to do it both nights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to waste your time doing it again. We'll just save it for the... Oh, shit. She got rocked.
Yeah.
Oh, she got rocked, son. She came out of
Yikes.
nowhere with that chair.
Um. Yeah, Alex, I think there's definitely I think you're right, man. I think there's definitely something there because if
Oh,
at
wow.
the
I like
end
that
of
transition, though. That was a good transition.
at the end of that Bray Wyatt documentary or whatever it is, they sort of teased that seemingly Bo Dallas as the Uncle Howdy character is potentially gonna pick up where Bray left off because they showed the lantern on the rocking chair
Oh,
and then somebody came and picked up the lantern. So I think there's definitely something brewing there.
the new NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez coming out tonight to go up against
Ah,
Indy Hartwell.
that was a good match on that was good too on NX on Stand and Deliver. That women's title match was very good.
Yeah. Like I
I
said,
think
NXT has some good matches as well. Like I said, there was a lot of good wrestling.
mhm.
That's why I'm like not sitting there like one did better than the other. It's like there was a lot of good wrestling. There wasn't sitting there like, this shit was lame or this shit was boring. I'm like, man, it was good matches.
There was a lot of good matches. There was a lot of not good matches.
Yeah, listen, there's always you're never gonna have like just the ultimate perfect show. That rarely happens. But it's like, hey, I'm
I
okay
mean,
with this.
Ring of Honor came pretty close, though, man. I gotta say, they came pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
it definitely had good.
I,
Like I said,
I think Stand and Deliver. I think the women's title match probably my favorite match of the night. I think Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria, like they tore the house down, man.
yeah.
Oh, that triple threat match. That triple threat match was
Yeah,
fucking
the North
perfect,
American,
dude.
like, yo, Obafemi and Dijak and what's his name? Josh
Josh
Briggs.
Briggs.
Booker T would say Roxanne Perez is doing what she's got to do to be a champion, Michael. She's got all the tools. Okay?
Yeah.
She giving her the shucket nugget quack quack. Certified. So are they gonna break up Indy and Candice LeRae on today? Cause I don't see Roxy losing here tonight. Also,
Uh,
real quick, before you that whole thing with Rey Mysterio in his match at WrestleMania, I think Dragon Lee got replaced because that ass got beat in the Speed match. That's just my theory. I could be
yeah.
wrong.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, man. It sucked watching Dragon Lee lose in under 3 minutes. That sucked, man.
Yeah,
That sucked.
I feel like he got replaced because his ass lost that Speed match. And they
I
replaced
I'm
his ass with Andrade.
I ah man, I really do not like this WWE Speed.
It doesn't make anyone look good. It really
No, it really
doesn't.
doesn't. It really doesn't.
It's a very
It
dumb
really
concept.
doesn't. Ian, yeah, you're right, Ian. Dragunov and Tony D'Angelo was a great match too. Like again, stand and deliver was probably I would probably put stand and deliver with up there with Death Before Dishonor in terms of stand and deliver was almost a perfect show. Like every match I thought was good.
And Roxanne
Yeah, I
Perez
don't know, man. It
wins.
I don't know, man. It just really sucked seeing Dragon Lee lose in under 3 minutes. That kind of bummed me out. You know, I wouldn't have wanted to see Ricochet lose. I don't want to see anyone lose in under 3 minutes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see anyone lose in 3 minutes.
Nobody wants to see anyone lose in 3 minutes,
Yeah,
man.
but
It's like,
man, yeah, that
Ugh.
Dragon Lee match really, that Dragon Lee match,
Brother,
I'm not gonna lie,
ugh.
man, that really
What's
bummed me out.
that? What's that, brother?
yeah, nobody likes that.
It bummed me out so much that I didn't even go back and watch the other speed match. I don't couldn't even tell you what the other speed match was because that first one bummed me out so much.
Yeah, because it's like it just diminishes anyone who actually, like, am I supposed to take you serious? You can't even last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to be known as a jobber, there you are, right there.
Yeah, they did not do Dragon Lee any favors, that's for sure.
Nah.
Very disappointing. Very poor concept. Like I don't understand why we have to do this speed garbage. When look at the guys that are in this tournament. Cedric Alexander, JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Ricochet. Like why can't we just have a cruiserweight title? Why is that such a strange concept? Why can't we just have a cruiserweight title instead of this fucking speed garbage? You know, like at least when NWA did
Hmm.
it with at least with NWA did it with the television title, people weren't necessarily getting beaten in 5 minutes. But a lot of times the match would end because people could not beat Ricky Starks in 5 minutes, so the match would end. You know, like watching someone lose in 3 minutes bums me out, man. And especially Dragon Lee, like Dragon Lee of all people, man. Like they signed Dragon Lee, and that's like a big signing, man. Like Dragon Lee is a top guy in in AAA in Mexico as a whole. Like Dragon Lee is like he's like a top guy. You know what I'm saying? To kind of have to watch him lose in 3 minutes, that really bummed me out.
But yeah.
Like this
Yeah,
this
I agree
speed
with you
this
too,
speed
Trunks.
should
Like if you're gonna give, like, I just, the speed title that they're gonna make is gonna do what? Do what now?
nothing. It's not gonna benefit anybody. Okay, unless yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Maybe it'll be like different when there's actually a champion because maybe we'll see a lot more time limit draws. I don't necessarily want to really see that either though.
Like, I can see if they
But
want to do a speed match, but I mean, just have it be speed in the sense it's fast paced. But to give it a time limit of 3 minutes is like really nothing.
it's nothing,
At
man.
best, I would say, like, if you wanted to do speed matches, fine, but 10 minutes. If you're trying to go anything lower than that, five, I'll give you five.
I don't know, like,
But
uh,
like anything under that is like, nah, get out of here, man. You're not gonna get
like,
much accomplished. But I would say 10 minutes should be the limit if
like
you want to do a speed
realistically,
match.
realistically, a lot of WWE matches do not even last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
But
I know.
like, man, like at least do it like NWA, man. At least give it like 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes is
Three,
respectable. You can at
yeah,
least
three.
do you could do something like, listen, guy can get his shit in a minute and a half. The other guy get his shit in a minute and a half, and then we hit the finish.
Uh, you know, uh, you're not wrong, Alex. I'm not saying nothing against Vikingo. I'm just saying that like Dragon Lee in AAA, like when he signed with WWE, like he was a top name at the time, like he was a top star. So to kind of, you know,
Go from being a top star to being getting beat in 3 minutes.
like 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 imagine imagine if AEW had Will Ospreay losing in 3 minutes, right? Like all the WWE marks would be ripping it apart. They'd be shitting all over it. They'd be, oh, this is the worst booking of all time. This is garbage. Will Ospreay should have never went there. AEW sucks. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm right. Of course, I'm right. If they had Will Ospreay losing in 3 minutes, the WWE heads would be having a goddamn field day. And Ian, you know I'm right, my friend. You know I'm 100% right. But of course, the WWE heads they're gonna say it's good because it's WWE and everything WWE is good. But yeah, watching Dragon Lee lose in 3 minutes is bullshit.
You hate to see it. You really do hate to see it.
Whoa, Natalia and her two friends are here.
You know.
It looks like there's two bald men trying to escape from her shirt.
And here comes Sami Zayn.
Nah. No, I like Sami Zayn. I like Sami Zayn a lot. It's just I just don't buy Sami Zayn as that like underdog character. Like you're a four-time intercontinental champion, man. You're not the underdog anymore. You're like standard.
You know
Like
what?
you're like Sami Zayn is probably in the top percent of intercontinental champions. Like Razor Ramon did not hold the title 4 times. Shawn Michaels did not hold the title 4 times. Bret Hart did not hold the title 4 times. Don't think Mr. Perfect held the title 4 times.
Yeah, they did though.
Did they?
Yeah, all of them. I mean, well, okay. Razor got the distinction of being the first four-time Intercontinental Champion. Let's not forget, Chris Jericho's held that title like 9 times.
So Shawn Michaels was a 4 time champion?
Shawn held the Intercontinental title, I think 3 times? 3 times.
Okay, not 4.
Not 4.
Did Bret Hart hold it 4 times?
Brett, I think, held it 2 or 3, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
not 4.
No.
Okay, so I'll take the Razor Ramon back. But aside from that, my point stands. I would argue Sami Zayn is in the top percentage of intercontinental champions, right?
I mean, like I
Like
said,
in terms of
Miz has
in,
held it
in
more than 4 times. There's a lot of dudes that's held the title more than 4 times.
yeah, but there's a lot of people that have not held it 4 times.
No, of
There's more
course.
there's more people that haven't held it 4 times than there is people that have held it over 4 times. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't know every fucking intercontinental fucking title reign, but I would say there's probably
I
There's
mean, there's a
probably
lot
more.
of like single holders of
Yeah.
the IC title. That's for damn sure. But there's plenty of like more than 4-time or 4-time champions. That's for sure.
Um, Alex, I'm gonna throw a twist here and say rather than Jacob Fatu join the bloodline, I would rather see him go against the bloodline. Right? Because did you hear that? The, the rumor is that Jacob Fatu signed with WWE.
I would like to see somebody new show up here tonight, to be honest.
Like what would Jacob Fatu do in the bloodline? They don't need a heavy. That's what they got Solo for, right?
Yeah, but you know, they might need more heavies.
Tomatonga. Tomatonga could start in NXT. No, I don't know. Tomatonga could go to the main roster, but I don't really want to see either of them join the bloodline.
Jeff Jarrett was a 5-time, 6-time Intercontinental Champion.
There's lots of people that held it over 4 times. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying how many people only held it once or twice.
Brett held it twice.
So
Owen
when
held
you're
it twice. Stone Cold held it twice.
yeah,
Um, Mr. Perfect held it twice. Ultimate Warrior held it twice. Tito Santana
exactly.
had it twice. Don Morocco held it twice.
So out of everybody
Pedro
you just
Morales held it twice.
out of everybody you just mentioned, Sami Zayn has held the title 2 more times than everybody you just mentioned. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's my point. Like he's not you're not the underdog, my dude. You're in the top percentage of intercontinental champions. You're not the underdog anymore.
Let me see. Chris Benoit held it twice. No, he actually 3 times. Albert held it once. Kane held it once. Test. No, Kane actually held it twice. Hey, now, how about that? Hey, now. Umaga held it twice. CM Punk held it once. Some great Intercontinental champions. But 666 days? Come on, man. You couldn't give him like one more day? You gotta send him on the mark of the beast? So what's Imperium gonna do now? Looks like he does look like a bum. He is right. He needs to go to the gym and tighten up a little bit. I do agree with Ludwig Kaiser on that statement. He does need to tighten up a little bit. I mean, yeah, he can tighten up the beard a little bit. If he wants to keep the beard, I'm okay with that. Just line it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Act like you wash your hair sometimes. And like I said, just hit the gym a little bit. Tighten up on the abdominals. I'm not even telling you to get jacked. I'm not even asking you to get jacked. I'm just saying tighten up. Just tighten up.
Okay, here you go. Here you go. Because I love our audience, and I did the math here, and out of 89 intercontinental champions, only 13 of those people have held the title 4 times or more. 13 out of 89.
So
So Sami Zayn,
he's in a good
so he's in
bracket.
like the top. So he's in like the top 25%. Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell you those names?
Sure, go for it.
I will list off this murderer's row of sports entertainment superstars. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
You got oh man, I lost it.
How the hell you losing, man?
No. Hold on.
You had one job, man.
I know.
You had one job, and you're
Okay,
gone.
okay, here we
You're gonna
go. Here we
fuck
go.
it up.
Here we go. We got The Miz at 8. We got Wade Barrett at 5. Dolph Ziggler at 6. Jeff Hardy at 5. Chris Jericho at 9. Jeff Jarrett at 6. Kofi Kingston at 4. Rob Van Dam is at 6. Triple H is at 5. Christian is at 4. Sami Zayn is at 4. Edge is at 5. Chris Benoit is at 4. And that's it.
It's a pretty elite squad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like you can't like I don't buy the whole like you're the underdog thing anymore. Bro, you're not the underdog. You're in the top 25% of intercontinental champions. Like you're not the underdog, my dude. You're an established guy. You're a star.
Thoughts on Stephanie returning? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, look here. I'm not gonna hold her accountable for the sins of her father. Okay. If she does, if like I said, I think her role in the company is not as big as you might want to think it is just because of her last name. Like I said, that shit is Nick Khan's show. That shit's TK. That's Endeavor's show. That's TKO. That's The Rock and Triple H running the show, man. She's just there now to collect a check.
I'm uh I'm sort of indifferent. Like Stephanie doesn't really enhance the show or deter the show for me.
Yeah, as long as they keep her off TV, I don't give a fuck. To be honest.
Yeah. Like unless like unless she starts interfering and trying to go back to how Vince had it, like maybe then I would kind of be like or, or if she's gonna become like a recurring character on television. Outside of that, like I'm really kind of indifferent.
I mean, yeah, that's a big deal. Damian Priest being the first Puerto Rican champion in 50 years. Pedro Morales was the last one.
Yeah, that's good too. That's great.
And I know before someone goes, but what about Eddie Guerrero? Nah, Eddie Guerrero's not Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero's not Puerto Rican. He's different Latino.
Yeah, like don't confuse the fact just because people from Puerto Rico and people from Mexico are they're all considered Latinos. They're very much not the same country.
Yeah. So there's very distinct difference here.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I said, I've had no qualms about Damian Priest being champion because, like I said, about damn time. I'm glad that they've taken an investment in him ever since like he came to NXT. It was like, Punishment Martinez. Let's see, man.
No, I'm totally for it, man. Like it's about time. It's about time we get a new face in the championship picture. You know.
Yeah, and like I said, places him now as a main event guy. Like I said, you want to build new stars, so let's build new stars. Let's.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Like I said, everything out of everything that happened at Mania, that's the one thing outside of Cody winning. That's the one thing I'm glad actually happened. It needed to
Yeah.
happen. I guess Sheamus is coming back, huh?
Looks that way.
Hey, well, hey, big ups. Let's wonder where Sheamus. What they gonna do with Sheamus?
Okay, man. We're now officially in hour 3 of Raw, and I don't know, man. First Raw after Mania, they gotta kind of have something, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping by the end of the night we get a surprise, like an actual surprise, other than just fucking John Cena. Like I'd like to actually see somebody show up, somebody new, somebody that's
Yeah,
never
like
been here before. I like to see that.
like a Jacob Fatu debut, or
Yeah,
again
anybody.
like
I would even you can give me fucking Matt Cardona at this point.
yeah, even like even like a Brock Lesnar return would be pretty exciting.
Not him. I want somebody new. Somebody new. Somebody new.
You know, I'm not gonna put my expectations as high up as you because it is WWE. So I'm gonna keep my expectations a little low.
Oh, but
But
speaking of new, we got Julia. Let's fucking go.
yeah, she was in NXT.
We
She was in
got
she got that
Julia.
got the crowd shot.
He was hanging out. She's hanging out with Regal.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget who the third man was, but they didn't really introduce him. But I know he's somebody.
Yeah, Julia. I always like Julia.
Women's division by the Trips over here really trying to beef the women's division up. So he trying to get
Mm-hmm.
all the best. He want all the hitters.
Well, not all of them, but
I'm saying he's stacking a pretty decent like women's division. I mean, in a whole, if you look at it all collectively from NXT to the main roster, it's like he's got some diamonds in this rough.
I would say that you know, like a lot of people were kind of criticizing that basically Triple H letting a lot of free agents slip through his fingers, but I would say that Julia is a great pickup for them, you know?
I think
Julia's a
it's
great
being
pickup.
selective. It's being selective. You ain't got to get everybody.
No, there's nothing wrong with
But you
that.
definitely get them. You definitely get those. You get those aces. You get them aces.
Like I said, Julia's a good pickup. I you know, I hope she doesn't lose to anybody in 3 minutes.
Like I would say Julia's a better pickup than people were like, they dropped the ball not getting Okada. Like,
I don't know. I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. Like
No, but I'm just saying, like, I think Julia would do more
like
for them as far as like their women's division is concerned than picking up Okada and you just get another guy that'll end up getting lost in the shuffle.
oh, agreed. Like Okada is by far the bigger star of the two, but yeah, again, like that's the thing with I didn't want Okada to go to WWE because look what they're doing with Nakamura.
Well, Nakamura is a victim of being a part of the being from working with the old system. They need to remember that they still have this dude and utilize him more properly. You know what I'm saying? Now that Papa Paul's in charge, is like, hey, don't forget you got Nakamura here. Don't forget, like, hey man, it's the king. It's the king of strong style. He can still go in the ring.
Ian Rossi was only like one of the people that ran Stardom. He was only like one of the promoters. Like I think that's why Stardom is still going, because I think the other two, I think there's three, and I think the other two bottom out. But yeah, I think Julie is a great pickup. Like again, like if they got, like, if there's any truth to it, and they got Jacob Fatu, I think Jacob Fatu is a phenomenal pickup as well.
Well, like I said, I hope the night doesn't end with no like new acquire. Cause like I said, if you're gonna take advantage of the night after WrestleMania, you gotta have something other than just John Cena came out to do about 5 seconds of work.
Agreed. Like especially like this would be the perfect, because like in that the main event, right? It's a four-way number one contender match for the world heavyweight title.
Uh huh.
Like that would be a perfect time to like when all four guys are in the ring, like Adam Pierce comes out and says like, "Oh, sorry everybody, like like I forgot to I didn't get a chance to make an announcement, but this is actually a five-way matchup." And then somebody makes their debut, that's gonna like you know it would be the perfect scenario for something like that. Or like I forget who's in that match. I think Ricochet's in that match. Have like Drew McIntyre beat up Ricochet before the match starts, like backstage, like Ricochet's walking backstage and Drew McIntyre jumps him and takes him out, and then the guys are in the ring, and it's like, oh, I guess it's only gonna be a three-way because Ricochet got taken out. And then Adam Pierce comes out and says, oh, like, don't worry, like this match is still gonna be a four-way. I found a replacement for Ricochet, and then that's how Jacob Fatu comes in, or like that's how Tamatonga comes in.
That'd be
I wanna, I
interesting.
wanna, I want to, yeah, like that's what I want to see, something like that. I want to see something not expected. It's the it's the first show after Mania, man. You gotta ride that momentum.
We'll see what happens.
Especially because like a couple years ago, like almost like the first Raw after Mania, you would see a couple call ups, right? Like now, not even really any call ups tonight. Like the only two people from NXT was the champions, so like this is not them getting called up. But I do agree. I would really like to see like a I'd really like to see a big debut here. Like I said, like if you got Tamatonga, this is the this is the time to kind of have him show up. Like he doesn't necessarily have to win. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be Tamatonga and Damian Priest at Backlash. Like it's a four-way, but
But now we got Imperium. We got Imperium. We got Gable. We got Zayn. see what happens. What happened with Gable in the Alpha? Is he officially out of the Alpha Academy now?
I don't know. It seems like they're like separating them a little bit because I think they're trying to push Chad Gable as more of a serious competitor, where the rest of Alpha Academy they're almost pushing them more like they're like a comedy trio now.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way.
Like it's now it's like Akira Tozawa and Otis are like the new Alpha Academy tag team, and they're like a comedy tag team, and they're trying to push Chad Gable as more of like a serious competitor.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but let's see what's gonna happen here with Gable rocking the purple over. He kind of rocking the Judgment Day colors. Chad Gable joining the Judgment Day.
Mhm.
Now, but here's the thing though. Even though we got new tag champions, we got to kind of get the titles for Awesome Truth though, because in the hands of Truth, they're just gonna be a comedy act.
Yeah, like I think I agree with that. I think it was more about them getting that big win, like having Awesome Truth and Judgment Day's reign. It kind of gives Truth his redemption, not necessarily redemption, but it gives him that little form of payback. Awesome Truth got to have like a nice little moment, but yeah, like they're not really like a serious tag team. Truth is barely a wrestler at this point. Like most of Truth's stuff, he's just doing like he's just it's a lot of comedy. It's a lot of comedy segments. I don't really see them being like a serious tag team. So although I think it was good for them to have their win, they got to have their nice moment. Uh, I do agree that they can't have a long reign. For sure, they can't have a long title reign.
We got double Germans, triple double Germans. Puts him in the ankle lock. Oh, now Gable out here throwing bows. And Sammy dumps Kaiser to the outside. Da Vinci hits him with the exploder. Are we getting set up for the haluva? I'm pretty sure Seth's gonna probably take a bit of a rester for spin a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, are we going for a chaos theory? And Gable and Zayn win. Thank you. Thank you. When does Gable go heel and turn on Sami Zayn? Is he gonna suplex him right now? Suplex him. Suplex him now, Gable. Go heel. That's why he wearing the purple. Got suplex. Oh, yeah, he's not gonna suplex him. I thought he was gonna get suplex. Little Wayne was at WrestleMania. He didn't do nothing, but he was there.
Except I wish he wasn't.
Yeet. Yeet. So what? That's the main event for tonight?
I think the 4-way, I think, is the main event.
So what happened to Shawn Michaels?
I guess, I don't know, man. I guess he was just like, I guess he was just doing it until they found someone else.
Just bringing the Rock's daughter out of nowhere. I thought she was gonna wrestle.
So see, like,
Chelsea Green.
yeah.
Wait, is Chelsea Green about to get beat up by Jade Cargill? Because it's apparently collab with Aldis, and we all know Cargill's on SmackDown. So is she about to beat up on Chelsea Green?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Jade Cargill's about to beat up on Chelsea Green. She made a deal with Aldis. You didn't pay attention to the product. It's gonna be. She gonna come out looking. Nigga say, a storm is coming. A storm is coming.
Yeah, I think I think Jade's just gonna. I think Jade is gonna beat her in less than 3 minutes.
But I want to see something new, though. I don't even care if they pull out Cargill. I want to see something new.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Like again, like if they didn't show her in the crowd, I would have said this would be a cool place to have Julia make her debut. I mean, I guess like you could still do that, but it seems as though
Oh,
Julia's gonna start in NXT.
real quick, did you see the Blue Cane versus Cardona match?
No, I didn't.
That shit was funny.
What happened?
It was just a bunch of nonsense. It's a lot of
I like Blue Cane.
Blue Cane. Blue Cane was funny though.
Yeah, Blue Cane is great.
It made me laugh. It made me laugh. What's going on, Rye Drake? Watching Monday Night Raw here. But waiting for goddamn commercials to fucking end.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's probably not going to be that much better on the other side of the commercials unless you're a fan of seeing Chelsea Green lose in 30 seconds.
All right. Let me see. What else we got going on here?
Yeah, you're not wrong, Gojira. You're not wrong, Gojira.
Damn commercials. I don't care about Bosley. If I go bald, I'll just go balds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not in that category of people that yeah, like I'm not if it happens, it happens. Like I really don't care. It's just hair. It's really not that important to me.
I'd just be looking like Picard and be like, make it so.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, shut up, Wesley. Selling out. WWE out there selling out the shit.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. That's great, man. WWE is good again, and it's good. It's like it's nice to be able to say that, you know. I like Chelsea Green. Like she's good.
Chelsea Green.
Like she's very pleasantly entertaining.
I mean, she's okay. I think she's kind of being underutilized, but then again, I don't know. Sometimes she could be okay, but then she can kind of look kind of crappy sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah, she's definitely underutilized. There's no doubt about that.
Thought she was an escort. That's funny.
I think I don't know, like what happened with Piper Niven. It seemed like her and Piper had a little tag team thing going on. Like they were kind of doing all right, but
It's Chelsea Green.
it's like it's like they lost the titles. They lost the titles, and then they just kind of fell off.
Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green's about to get eaten up by Jade Cargill.
I still hate that fucking. I still fucking hate that.
Shoot.
Like cringy as fuck.
I don't
Bro.
know. What did The Rock give Cody Rhodes?
Well, from the sounds of that promo, the key to his hotel room.
Yeah, I think from the sound of the promo, the key to his hotel room because that shit was awkward.
Like they wanted to hold. It definitely sounded like they wanted to hold each other's. You know what?
All right, let's go. Where's Jade? Where's Cargill?
I mean, listen. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Ah, poor Chelsea. They already know. Michael Cole already knows it's over.
Yeah. Get a ticker on how long this match lasts. I predict it does. I predict that it does not last 3 minutes.
And look, she got long hair again. See, people thought
Mhm.
she had actually had long hair. What bunch of marks.
It's amazing what hair gel could do.
It's amazing what a wig can do. It's amazing what a wig can do for you. It's amazing. Poor Chelsea. She about to get roughed up. Chelsea getting roughed up already.
There you go.
Oh, poor Chelsea. Poor Chelsea Green.
Mm,
Poor Chelsea. Poor Chelsea.
not a fan. Not a fan of that. Damn, man. Like I'm not under the illusion that Chelsea Green was gonna beat Jade Cargill, but man, at least let her get a little offense. Like at least have Jade work for it a little bit. Like give Chelsea Green a little offense.
Nah. Get jobbed. Get that ass job out. Get that ass jobbed out.
Like Chelsea Green wrestled Pentagon. She deserves better than that.
Get that ass jobbed out. That's what it is.
Okay, so that's another thing. Just kind of quickly touch on. Uh, on account of like we saw CM Punk rip off the brace, get a little physical. Do you think that's maybe an indication that he's not far off from being good to go?
Probably. I would think so. Next week in Montreal, Sami Zayn defends the IC title against Chad Gable. Does Chad go heel next week? We'll have to wait and see.
I sort of hope Chad Gable doesn't win. Because then if he was gonna win, they should have just let him beat Gunther at WrestleMania.
Oh, this is a fatal four-way elimination. They ain't fucking around.
See, I forget the other. I forget who else is in this match. Like we got Drew, we got Bronson Reed, and who else? I think Ricochet. I could be wrong. I think Ricochet, and then there's somebody else.
And over here, Drew
Now,
McIntyre coming to the ring
again,
all salty and
his
shit.
history would teach us that this is WWE. Ergo, a babyface has to win. Because WWE does not like to have babyface versus babyface and heel versus heel. But we're kind of in a new era now. I wonder if that's different. We see like Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest for the title. Okay, Jey Uso. Jey Uso probably will win then. Jey Uso probably wins.
All right, now McIntyre's out here spitting a promo.
All right, bro. Let's get on with it, man. Holy shit.
Listen, you fucked up, Drew McIntyre. You shouldn't have been talking your shit. You should have left. You wanted to fucking run your mouth in front of Punk. That's what happened.
Ah, see, like that's what I mean. Like that's why it was so great because it's like again, it's like his ego. It's like he couldn't.
Oh, that is right. McIntyre got cashed in on twice.
Who else cashed in on him?
The Miz, remember? And then he handed it. And then he lost to Bobby Lashley.
You're right. You're right. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I think we might be. I think we might be. We might be in for some disappointment tonight.
It's on site for CM Punk. Says Drew McIntyre.
Hmm. Yeah.
So who are you picking to win this fatal 4-way elimination here?
Um. Probably Jey Uso. It's just because again, WWE doesn't traditionally do heel on heel matches. they don't typically do heel on heel matches, and I don't really see Ricochet getting. I don't really see Ricochet getting a world title shot because he's probably gonna win the Speed Championship, so he's gonna be doing that.
Hmm.
And
On site.
Jay, Jay Uso feels like somebody. He feels like a good first challenger for Priest, like somebody that you don't necessarily expect would beat Damian Priest, but he'll definitely bring him to a good match, you know?
Yeah.
Like the title's not gonna change hands. You know the title's not changing hands, but it'll at least be a good match. At the very least, it'll be a good match.
Let me see what else happened this weekend in wrestling. I'm trying to recap in my
Uh,
brain.
I mean,
Oh, there was the Punjabi prison match at GCW,
yeah,
which was god awful but good at the same time. You had the Bollywood Boys taking on who was the other team that was in there?
it was Violence is Forever.
Violence is Forever, which were the GCW Tag Champions.
The Fatus.
Yeah, the Fatus, the Samoan, no, they were the Samoan SWAT team. They call them.
Oh, is that what they're calling them now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before they were just the Fatus.
And I forget who the last team was. But
It
that
was
Punjabi prison was just fucking trash.
it was Los Mizecos.
We had a match of the Rock and Roll Express with Kerry Morton taking on the East West Express of Jordan Oliver, Nick Wayne, and Speedball Mike Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Which Kerry Morton's another one. He looks like he has promised to do something, needs to tighten up. He has a very doughy body. Like he really needs to take some time, dedicate to the gym a little bit, and like tighten up some. Because it's like that body type works when your dad was wrestling in like the 70s, but it ain't the 70s. I'm gonna need to see some abdominals. I'm gonna need to see some triceps. I need to see some pectoral muscles. I need to see striations. I need you to tighten up a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not saying you're supposed to get stacked and jacked. I'm not saying you're supposed to be looking like Wadey Magoo out here. Just tighten up. Just tighten up.
Yeah,
Just a little bit. Because like I said, he's got some talent. It's just his look is just, he looks like he's got the body of just a backyard wrestler. And it's like, bro, you want to really do something in this business, and especially ride on the coattails of your dad's pedigree, tighten up a little bit. Tighten up a little bit. And I bet you your career do a lot better than it's currently doing. It's doing okay, but I bet you if you tightened up and you had a little bit of a body to show off more, it'll do a whole lot better. It'll do a whole lot better. Like what you doing right now in NWA is pretty good, but I bet you'd be a whole lot better if you was out here tightened up a little more. If you was out here looking a little shredded like EC3 a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You might get a little more attention. People might listen, like like, hey man, you look at that Morton kid, second generation over here. In fact, at third generation, if I'm not mistaken, because I think his pops wrestled. His pops wrestled. It's like, hey man, just tighten up a little bit, just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, can we get back to the match? We only got probably 20 more minutes left, and we still in the commercial here.
oh man, and then yeah, we still in the we're still in the entrance phase of the show.
Yeah, like come on now, we're gonna have to speed. Unless somebody shows up to break all this up, man, we're gonna have to speed run this. This is gonna be a speed. Is it a 3-minute match? Plus, I'm kind of getting hungry here. I got some baked rigatoni and waiting for your boy.
Ooh. Oh, you know what I had for dinner tonight?
What's that?
Some spaghetti.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Pasta is always a good thing.
Let's go, baby.
I got some rigatoni with some meatballs and some mozzarella cheese, and I got some of that garlic bread because you know that's how we do things around here.
All right. What time should I be over?
Hey man, hop on the jet, son. Hop on the leader.
Yeah. let me just get in my private helicopter and I'll be there.
Let me just get in my teleportation device. I will beam myself over in half a second. Man, I hope I'm alive when that technology comes about.
I know, man, for real.
I just want to teleport someplace quickly.
Yep. Okay. Like this is kind of like a little morbid, but like just kind of building off that point. Like yeah, like sometimes like I'm getting older now, and sometimes like I think about that like, oh man, like am I gonna be alive to see this? Like
You
I'm oh man, like am I gonna live long enough to see the ending of the MCU?
know. He's like, will I live to see a good DC movie?
Yeah.
Hey man, if reincarnation's real, you get to come back and do it all over again.
Oh my god, that would be
But then you
amazing.
got to go to school and all that other stuff, though.
You know that I want to get like reincarnated, but keep all of the knowledge of like the life I lived. You
I've
know?
thought about that too, but then it's like, what happens when you try to like run back to your old life and they're like, "Who are you, kid? Get out of here!"
You know that's the thing is I don't even think I want to go back, but I think it's like
Yeah,
with
but
the
what about all your
knowledge.
toys though? Like, yo, bro, I know I got all this shit. Yo, come, gotta get my shit. yo,
Oh,
yo,
you
give me
right.
my
I didn't think
stuff,
about that.
man. See,
Oh, you right. I didn't think about that. I
you
didn't
come
think
back
about
and be
that.
like, yo, what'd you do with my figures? They'd be like, we threw them away. Be like, why'd you do that? He'd be like, you were dead. But I'm back
Yo, where
now
is
in a new
where is
body.
Star Saber? Tell me where Star Saber is.
I'm gonna put it in my will. Listen, in the event that I reincarnate and come back like in 5 years as a kid, don't throw my shit away. Don't throw my shit away. I'm coming back
Yeah, you
for
know,
it.
like yeah, it's like okay, like it's that's kind of a serious thing though. Like you know, like when I think that when you collect at the level of like you and me and Jimmy, it's like there's some like equity here, you know?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
there's
gonna
some
put it in my will now. Listen, do not sell or throw my stuff away for at least 10 years. You have to hold it for 10 years. After
yeah,
that,
yeah.
then you can sell it. But if I happen to come back in reincarnation within that 10 years and still retain my knowledge, and within the 10 years, I'll be old enough to like move about in the public. I'm going to come back and get my stuff. Be like, yo, I need my stuff back. Can I have my stuff? You still got my comic
Yeah,
books. You still got my Transformers.
yeah, like I kind of think about that. I kind of think about that sometimes like what do I want to happen with my collection after I die cuz you know, like this I don't know. I feel like you got to think about that stuff cuz like you know, just like the
Or
equity.
you bury yourself with your collection, and when you come back in reincarnation, you just dig that stuff back up.
That's There you go. Boom. That's what I want.
Put
And
instead of
put
like, tell them, say, hey, cremate me, but have a burial, but
yes,
bury my figures in the coffin, so that
yes,
when I come
Fu-
back in
yes,
reincarnation, I can dig them back up, and they'll be in pristine
exactly.
condition because they've been sitting underground for like years, and it'll
Yeah,
be like a time capsule.
like forget me. Bury
And
the
just leave
figures.
a note for future generations that if ever a report of my grave was dug up, just know it was me retrieving my toys in my new
Yes,
reincarnated body. But
yes,
you already know I'm dead because you have possession of my ashes. So you knew that was a decoy anyway, as part of my last will and testament. In case of
absolutely.
reincarnation, bury my stuff so I could dig it up later. You know, put me in a good place. Don't put me in them shitty funeral where I like ends up in the woods somewhere, dilapidated. You know, good spot so I could dig it up in peace when I come back. So yeah, that sounds like a plan though. Should write that down. Everybody's gonna do that, yo. It's just millions of coffins just got people's money and stuff buried in case they come back in reincarnation. Like, yeah, I'm digging this shit up. If I
Oh,
remember everything in my past life, I'm coming back for my stuff.
okay. Real quick, I got it. Real quick, I got a little interesting statistic for you.
What's that?
Interesting, not impressive. Uh, the first time since January 3rd, 2020, nobody from the Shield is currently a champion.
Wow.
But yeah, just to kind of tell you, like even aside from Roman, like how consistently Seth and Mox have been champion. You know, like Mox is he's held his share. He's held his share of titles.
Yeah, like he's a former GCW champion who defended his title against Joey Janela, Blake Christian, with the help of Missy Hyatt, of course. She okey doke Janela.
I was kind of very surprised. I thought Joey Janela was probably gonna win that match.
I mean, Blake, he doing some hot stuff over there, so you know they're gonna run with your boy. Also, if I haven't mentioned, big ups to everyone who's come out and joined us here tonight. We do always appreciate everybody coming out, hanging out with us. As we are watching the main event for Raw, this Fatal 4-Way elimination. To see who will get a shot at Senior World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest.
This is an elimination match.
They said it was elimination. That's how she announced it. That's what I'm saying. You sure about that? Because y'all gonna have to start speed running some of these eliminations then.
I'm kind of wondering I'm kind of wondering like did she just make like a boo boo? Because we got like 10 minutes left. I'm man, I want to be I want to be optimistic. I really want to be optimistic and think that there's still gonna be like some kind of surprise tonight. I want there to be. I want to see like I want there to be like some kind of surprise, but
Oh, through the table.
man, like the clock is ticking here.
Bro, we going into picture in picture? Come on. Are you for real? I think Rock Cody segment took too much time, bro.
Yeah, I'm sort of wondering, did they go on like some mad overtime?
Knowing if The Rock probably did. Rock had that kind of stroke before he was part owner of the company. So I'd imagine now they're like, just let him ramble.
Yeah. Um.
Hey, did you see the trailer
Okay.
for that movie Abigail
Abigail?
with the little vampire girl?
Oh no, I can't say that I did.
Oh man, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, does it look good?
I mean, I'm not a horror fan, but I know, like, it's kind of up your speed.
It is. I do like the horror. What Okay, would you if I know you saying you want to see someone new, but let's say like at the last couple of minutes on Raw, like the lights go off and the lights come on, and then like Uncle Howdy like lays everybody out. Like, would that be sufficient Raw after WrestleMania surprise?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'll send you the trailer.
Oh, okay, I'll check it out.
I'll put it in the chat right here. It's right there in the
Like,
chat.
do you want me to like watch it now and give you like a live reaction?
I mean, you can watch it now if you want. I'm fine with that. I mean, they sitting here with picture in picture, so you might as well watch it. I don't even know why is Ricochet in this match? Isn't he competing in speed matches right now? Why is he allowed to break out of the speed
See, that's
force?
see, yeah, like that's what kind of makes me think like the Speed Force. That's what kind of makes me think like he's probably like he's not gonna win. That's why like Jay Uso is the one that makes sense to me because they don't typically do heel on heel matches, and they haven't done anything to sort of prove otherwise yet. But I don't know. Yeah, you're right, Gojira. Bronson is in the speed thing. You're right about that. But I think Ricochet more than likely is gonna win the Speed Championship. I don't necessarily think Bronson Reed is gonna win.
Yo,
But
I almost forgot, Lo. It was the funny moment when during the main event when all the people were trying to come out to help Cody, and Seth Rollins was coming out as a shield, but then Roman just Superman punches him, and it's like all that for nothing. He just out of nowhere just gets Superman punched. He's done. Like he didn't do anything. It was like what the fuck? All that for nothing. I found that funny. Oh, did you hear? Apparently Cobra got a trailer.
That's gonna be his new crib.
Apparently, that's the word on the streets that he got a trailer.
Whoa,
I
man.
don't think Cobra's ready for that kind of responsibility though.
Yeah.
Even though he looked trailer people, he not trailer people.
Did you watch that one stream where it was like Cobra was like almost getting interviewed by this one girl and
Oh yeah. The clout goblin. Yeah, one of those ladies that be talking to him, trying to glom off of him for whatever. Yeah, I saw that. He was getting mad because they were telling him that he was over there getting abused. He got
yeah.
abused. He got raped.
I have to I have to go back and watch it. I started watching it and then I passed out. I have to go back and watch it.
What you watched the Boglum Chronicle version of it?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Like that chick,
Is
like I don't like her because it's like you're an enabler. You're sitting there seeing Cobra make bad decisions, and you're not telling him that that's wrong. You're
is
enabling him to sit there and make bad decisions because you don't
is
truly care about the dude like that.
yeah, yeah. Is Boglum the best one to watch, or is there like a better? Is there
Boglim's the
like a
best
better?
one to give you the most abridged version without all the extra fluff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cause like the rest will be just shit you don't care about if you watch the actual Raw. Boglim's just gives you the best of what you need to see. Oh, McIntyre gets crotched on the top.
Yeah, it's yeah. Cobra's he's he's something. Like he's something, man. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about Cobes. And is Raw gonna have like an overrun?
Huh, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? You better make a decision, son. Got the big man on laid out on the table. Oh.
Oh, okay. I guess question answered.
Ooh, but he kind of hit the edge of that table though a little hard though. Oof. Oof. That might break a rib. So maybe it's not elimination. I don't know, but she might have misspoke then.
Yeah, I think she must have misspoke because you got like 1 minute left.
Oh, CM Punk. CM Punk came out of nowhere. Come out of nowhere to screw over Drew McIntyre. What a heel fucking move.
Mm-hmm.
And Jey Uso,
I
number one contender.
I don't know, man. I guess I'm assuming he's good to go then. Well, I guess
I guess we getting no real surprises then, huh? Just CM Punk coming out from under the ring, huh?
I guess I guess no surprises.
Whew,
Well,
okay.
okay, but that Abigail movie looks all right.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, pretty decent cast.
It's like
Like I don't know that I don't know that I would go see it at theaters, let's say, but I'll definitely like watch it. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. You know, I don't want to be like. I don't want to be like that guy that's always like downing on shit. But you know, Raw after Mania, I gotta admit that didn't kind of knock my socks off.
heel move by CM Punk. Gotta love it. On site.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's gonna do us for here tonight. Raw's over, so that guess that means it's over for us. But I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. You guys, as always, have been awesome. Smash that like for yourself and subscribe if you're not already. And hey, tell a friend about KliqBait Wrestling. Join us back here next Monday for more wrestling action, talks, opinions, and fantasy bookings. 'Cause that's what we do around here. Anything you want to add to that before we call it mad?
You know, just again, thanks everybody. Like we had some you know, some people that I didn't recognize in the chat tonight. So it's always cool, you know, always cool to get some first time listeners. Thanks everybody for joining us, and birds aren't real.
That's right, birds aren't real, and make sure you always kick out. Thick boys out.